Welcome, guys. In this lesson, we will learn the basic structure of a web page. It is important to take the time to plan out your web page structure before diving into the designs, because what this does is it helps you create a clear and functional grouping of your web page, which will eventually make it easier for developers to understand the layout and work on the code side of things. And remember, we're going to build this in Webflow, so you need to start thinking like a developer. The benefit that comes with structuring your web page effectively is that it makes responsiveness easy when you want to modify them for different screen sizes, such as tablet and mobile. And it will also save you time and effort in the long run. So how do we structure a web page? Let's look at an example. If you take a look at this desktop page, you notice that every piece of information right here has been grouped into sections, right? Let's look at it closely from the layers panel. You can see we have the nav bar, hero section, project section, all down to the footer section. It has been organized intentionally in this manner. Let's look at this hero section closely. And so look at this container, look at this section, right? It's like the high-level container that you can also call a parent container. And sometimes within a high-level container right here, you can find a child container like this one that holds the elements together. And within this container, we have different elements like the image, the header, the paragraph, and buttons that are all organized in a logical way. And by structuring your web page in this manner, it is easier to make changes and adjustments without having to redo the entire layout. For instance, let's say I want to move this image to the right. All I have to do is just click on my right arrow key on my keyboard and move it around, right? So easy and seamless to do. This approach makes it more efficient and user-friendly for developers and designers to work together. It also allows for greater flexibility and customization, as elements can easily be rearranged or added without disrupting the overall design. Also, by using container to group elements together, it helps to maintain a clean and organized layout, making the web page visually appealing and easy to navigate. So it is important to think about structure when you want to start to design, all right? We're going to be learning this practically when we start designing, all right? I actually thought I should talk about this foundation before we move on to design proper. And that will be the end of this video. In the next lesson, we will create a grid system for desktop, tablet, and mobile. See you there, guys. Bye. Welcome back, guys. In this lesson, we will create a grid system for desktop, tablet, and mobile. Setting up a grid system is very important before any designs are made because this will help maintain consistency and organization throughout your project. By creating a grid system, you'll be able to easily align elements and ensure that your designs are visually balanced. And so let's start with the desktop frame. I'll click F on my keyboard and select a desktop frame here. I'll select the 1440 pixel desktop because this is like the most popularly used desktop frame, 1440 pixel. Of course, there are other desktop breakpoints like 1280, 1520, and the rest, but we'll use this one because it is like the standard. And so I'm going to name this desktop 1440, and I'll add a grid layout. I'll make it a column and give it a 12 count. Of course, I'd like to change the color to a lighter gray. I think I like it now to be grayish in color. Yeah, just like so. I'll give it a margin of 72 pixels. And then a gutter of 16. All right, and that is it for our desktop. Let's move on to create. Oh, before we go, I'm going to copy this color because I'll use it for both tablet and mobile. All right, let's move on to tablets. I'll click F again and then move on to tablet. I'll select the, let's use the iPad Pro breakpoint. I'm going to call this tablet 834px. Then I'm going to add an auto layout grid to this. Give it a column, make it a column grid, give it a count of 8. All right, change the color. I'll give it a margin of 32 pixels. So this is a margin, left and right margin of 32 pixels, and then gutter of 16. This right here are the gutters. All right, good. Yes, that's for our tablets. Let's move on to create our mobile breakpoint. Our mobile grid. Okay. Click it F again on my keyboard. I'll move on to mobile and select the smallest frame. And I'm going to call this mobile 360 pixel. I'm going to make it a column. Then give it a count of 4. Change the color. Give it a margin of 16, yes, and the pattern and a gutter of 16 as well. Yeah, and that's it. We've just created our grid for desktop, tablet, and mobile. To learn more about grid system, I've included a link to material design platform where you can learn about grid system in detail. So make sure to check out the link in the description below. That will be the end for this video. In the next lesson, we will design our navigation bar. See you there. Let's create our navigation bar. To start with, I'm going to create a frame that takes up the entire width by clicking here from my keyboard. That's like the shortcut for creating a frame. So I'm going to make this span the entire width of the desktop frame, 1440 pixel. I'll give it a height of 80 pixel. I'm going to call this nav bar section. All right. I'm going to make it an auto layout, of course, and I'll give it a left and right padding of 72 pixels. Now that we have that, I'm going to bring in the logo. I'll go to the reference page, click Command to directly select an element that I want to get. Ctrl C. Now let's just call this portfolio. Should list it. Portfolio. I'm going to delete this one. We don't need it anymore. Okay, so now I copied the logo. I'm going to just going to click it there and drop it in here. All right, you can see that immediately I dropped this logo. The section that is this auto layout section, the high level container that we initially created, opt the logo. Why? Because the settings is set to org content, right? So if you look at it here, it says it should org content. And that's not what we want. We want it to have a fixed width. So I make it a fixed width and I'm going to drag it all back down to the end of the desktop frame. And that's the power of auto layout. Because I didn't set this to be fixed, immediately I dropped in the logo, it automatically hooked the logo because it was set to all content. All right. So now the container is set to fixed. And what are we doing is we're going to add our an application menu. Let's see. We have home, about, and contact me. All right, so we'll go in here, pick the T and type in home. Then I'm going to duplicate this. Control D, about. Then I'm going to duplicate again, press the D, and call this contact me. Now I want to make this contact me a field button. And what we're going to do is we're going to add an auto layer to the contact me by clicking Shift A. Now we have an auto layer. Let's give it a 16. I think that should be fine. Let's increase this to 16 as well. Okay, and then we're going to give it a few column of, let's choose this. Yeah. Well, then I'm going to give it a border radius of 8. Let's make the border radius 16. I think that's too much. Let's change the reference page. That's 12, okay? Let's make it 12. And now we're going to change the text color to be white. And increase the width to be bold. Let's make it extra bold. Yes, and that's our field portrait. Now I'm going to select this 3 element and give it an auto layout and call this button. Let's call it button container. All right. And I'm going to align it to center. We'll give it a spacing of 16 between each element. And now I'm going to select the parent container, that's the navbar section, and then center the elements. And on my keyboard, I'm going to, while I have this clicked, I'm going to click the X button to space them out evenly, right? And now I'm going to give it the top and bottom padding of, no, not necessarily. I'm going to make it fixed height as well. And then give it 80 pixel. And that's it for our navbar. We grouped this button together because they appear to be similar. They are related, they are all buttons, right? Remember one of the Gestalt principles that states that when things appear to be similar to each other, we tend to group them together. Yes, that's a principle that is very powerful in design. And that's what I've just done here. And so that's our navbar, looking pretty good. In the next video, we will design the hero section. I'll see you there. Welcome again, guys. In this video, we will create a hero section. All right. So if you enjoy the lesson so far and you're excited about the rest of the course, just subscribe to this channel, leave a like, and don't forget to turn on your notification icon to always receive an update once I drop a new video. Without much ado, let's design our hero section. And so you should be familiar with this already. You should be getting the hang of it already. To start with, we're going to drag the frame across and to span across the width of the main page. By clicking F on my keyboard, I'm going to drag frame across just like so. Now that we have that, I'm going to give it the name, call this hero section, Okay, now that that is ready, we're going to make it an auto layout, remember, and then we're going to make it fixed fit. Okay, and now one thing I want us to note is that for this hero section, there is a top and bottom padding of 64. Okay, so we're going to be applying that padding here as well, 64. So this is like a high level container. We're going to be adding another container inside of it, which is going to be the child container. And this is it. So this container now has a width of 855 pixel and a height of 274. Okay, so let's go in here and drag in another frame inside of it and make it 855 pixel, and then is it 274? This one 274. All right, 274. 274. 274 pixel for the height. Now select the parent container and center the elements inside of it. Now this should be centered here. Now that we have that, let's start to add our elements one after the other. First, we're going to bring in the image. So I'm going to copy this by clicking Ctrl C, and then I'm going to drop this image right in here. Now notice that we've not made this an auto layout yet, and then we've not given it a name. So I'm going to call this new container for the new container. Let's make it an auto layout. So you can see that automatically it pulls the image, right? But that's not what we want. So we're going to make it fixed again, and then give it the width of 855, I think, yes. And then we're going to space it out evenly. So by clicking X, let's bring in our heading, and then it's start to make sense. So let's pull in the first heading, which we see. Hello, I'm Julia to sit down. And then I'm going to drop it inside of this place. Now you can see that by default, the image moves to the left because we now have a text that is going to take up the rest of the page. All right. So yes, that's what we mean by spacing it out evenly. Now the next thing we want to do is bring in our subheading rather. Okay. And let's bring this in. Now you can see that this as well takes up the space of this child container, and that's not what we want. We want this and this to be together. And now what we're going to do is put this and this together in another container by clicking Shift A and adding an auto layout to it. And by default, the space is set to auto, and then it is aligning vertically. So we don't just click this and click X to apply manual spacing between it. So let's check the spacing between these two elements. 12. Okay, yes, you can see the padding, the spacing between the two elements is 12. So that's what we're going to apply here. So let's give this 12. Now that we have that, let's left align. We can see that the text is not properly inside of the frame. So to adjust that, we're just going to click right here, okay, to resize to fit. So we can see now that it is fit. The text is fit within the frame. All right, that's that. Now let's bring in our text as a paragraph, rather. We need to see this and then paste it in here, which will be. Now that we have the paragraph, I'm going to put the paragraph and the heading in another container, all right? And then I'm going to give it a manual spacing. Let's click X, and then left align this, make the frame fits, and then let's look. Let's check for the spacing between that. So we have 18 pixels. Well, let's make that 18 pixels. Let's call this text material. Okay. Now that we have our text, it's time to bring in our button. We're going to be creating a button from scratch so you can see how it's being done. Okay, but let me drop this in here first. And then I'm going to copy these two elements together and apply an auto layout to it. Okay, now that we have that, I'm going to give it a manual spacing, make the frame fit, let's check the space between this element and this button. 44 pixel, right? So what I did was I hold down the Option key on the keyboard, and then I was able to see the spacing. To check the spacing between elements, just click on the elements and then hold down the Option key to check for the spacing between elements. So right here we have 54 pixels, so I'm going to apply that to this as well. Okay, go. All right, and that's it. That's our intersection created. But yeah, let me go ahead and create this button compared so you can see how it's been done. All right, so I'm going to drag this logo out. I'm going to type, let's say, the name. I'm going to select both elements and then apply an auto layout to it and call this button. Okay, I'll keep it left and right padding at 16 and top and bottom padding of 16 itself. And then I'm going to give it a corner radius of 30 pixels, make it a fill color, and then apply a stroke to it. And that's it. That's our button right there. Okay, that's how I've created these buttons right here. And what I just did was that I duplicated it, changed the icon inside of it and the text, and then put everything as well inside an auto layer, like so. And that's it. That's what we have here. All right. So that's how to create a button and stack your button using the auto layout. Now that we have our arrow section ready, I'm going to align it to the top and make it sit below the nav bar properly. In the next lesson, we're going to make assigning the project section. Bye for now. See you in the next video. Guys, welcome again. And in this lesson, we're going to learn how to create this project section. Are you ready? Let's dive into it. To begin with, we're going to drag a frame to span across the width of our main page, just like so. And yeah, I don't think we should give it a height here because we really don't know. We should up the content inside of it. But first, let's call this project section. And then we can make this an auto layout and give it a top and bottom padding of 64 pixels, just like so. Now that we have that, we will create a chart section and give it a width of 855 pixels. If you are in doubt, we can always come right here to check the chart section width and height sizes. And I've also included for nav and arrow section, and I might be including the sizes for the different section as we go. But yeah, if you're in doubt or somehow you forget, you can always come here to just check. And then sometimes it's good to have this written out just for clarity's sake and for easy access. So it's sometimes advisable to have this written out just like this. Okay, so right now the chart session is going to have the weight of 855 pixels, and then we're going to put that in here. But before we do that, we're going to make this fixed width and then center it. And now we want to add a chart container. By clicking F, I'm going to drag a frame inside of this and give it a weight of 855 pixels. We want to start adding our project card. And to create our project card, we're going to add another frame inside of it that will span across the width of this chart container as well. But before we do that, we're going to call this project container. And now the first thing we want to do is add our heading to this. Okay, T and call this project. Give it a style of heading, water pixel, mid-swing. Right. Let's make this a macro layout. Make it fixed. No, fixed. That's what we want to do. Fixed, and give it a width of 855 pixels. Yeah, it's full. Now we're going to left align this, and then remove the left and right padding, and then remove the top and bottom padding as well. All right, now that we have that, we want to start to create our project card. Okay, we want to design this now. And to do this, we're going to create another frame. So I'm going to come in here and click Add. And then right in there, I'm going to select this child container and make the content align vertically. Now I'm going to click inside of the frame and call this project 1. I'm going to give it an auto layout as well. And then I'm going to make it field container. I'm going to give it left and right padding and top and bottom padding. But first, let's check what the padding is. 24. So I'm going to give it 24 pixel top and bottom left and right. Okay, so let's do 24 here inside 24. I'm going to copy it to directly select an element. Let's say, for example, I want to select this image right now. To manually do this, I'll have to click inside of the frame, click again inside of the frame, click again inside of the frame till I get into the image. But to make this fast and easy for us, you can hold down the Command key on Mac or Control key on Windows to directly select the image, right? Now I selected the image, and then we have 16 corner radius for the image. We're going to copy the image. Let's check the project card. Okay, we have 16 as well. So we're going to go in there and drop in our image inside of that. Now I'm going to give our project card corner radius of 16. The next thing we want to do is bring in our logo. And so I'll copy this and then drop it into our project card. Next thing we want to do is we want to bring in our text. We can see that the text and this logo are put into a container. We're going to do that. Well, first, let's bring in our text. This is 22 heading. So we're going to make this a style. Let's drop it in and let's make it a style. So we're going to call this heading field 3. Let's make the color style as well. Put this on here. Let's go back to bring in our paragraph. We have row 18, so I'm going to copy those and drop it in there. Okay, and then we're going to make this a style. Let's call this row 18. Paragraph 18. Paragraph. Let's take exam. Let's call this subtle graph. Now that we have all of that, the next thing I want to do is put this together. Okay, and then call this text. Right to them. We'll also group it together with the logo. And then call it content. Or let's call it product description. Now let's check for the spacing in between them. So right here, the spacing in between the logo and the text is 24 pixels, and the spacing between this content and the image is 47 pixels. Let's make it 48 actually. Okay. All right, so 24 pixel between this and then 48 between this. So let's go back and apply that. So give it 24 pixel. And then we will give our project card 48 pixel. Okay. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to give it a light color, because right here we can see we have a light color. So let's check that. The stroke color is this, so let's copy this. And then it's just 108. Now we're going to apply that to our project card. Let's give it a stroke and then apply this to them, just like so. Let's make this is down, call it stroke color, something like that. Stroke color. Okay, it's time for us to space out the card and the heading. So let's check for the spacing between these two elements. And so I'm just going to put down option and check the spacing between the two elements. So it's 32 pixels. And I'm going to apply that to this place. Give it 32 pixels. Great. Now our project is making more sense like this. But right here, we have 3 different project cards. We have 34 project cards. This one and one more. So I'm going to duplicate that one and then just change the image and the text within it. Okay. And then the spacing between this element is 14. With Ctrl D to duplicate 3 times. Okay. And then let's just bring this down a little bit. Bring this down a little bit like so. We're ready. And then we'll put this inside another container. Let's just call it project cards. I'm going to give it adding and spacing between it 40 pixels. Right, now let's change the image of the rest of the content. We need to hold our command to directly select the image. Control C to copy, and then hold down command to directly select this, and then Ctrl Shift R to replace it. Okay, so there's difference between placing an image to automatically fit into it and just Ctrl V. To place an image, you click Ctrl Shift R or Command Shift R to replace an image. Okay, and make it fit into the position that the initial image was. So I'm going to do the same in this. I'll hold down command, the copy, Control C, and then go back to change the image right there to Shift R, like so. Let's just bring in a different width. Control C, Control Shift R. Okay, and then I'm just going to call this text. Since it's text, so let's just call this text. Just call it text. Now, just want to copy the text and again replace all of the text across our cards. And now we have our project section. We read it. I hope this is making sense already. If you've not subscribed to this channel, I encourage you to do so and click the like button. Also, you can turn on the notification icon to always receive an update from me. Alright, that'll be all for this section. The next video will prepare to be designing our testimonial section. I'll see you there.